are inevitable. I am your host, Frances Hammond. Today's episode takes us into the heart of a story that blends music, faith, resilience, and the power of reinvention. Joining me is the incomparable Claire Roth, lead vocalist and bassist for the genre blending bluegrass band Nu Blu. From her gospel roots in North Carolina to founding a band with her husband, surviving two life altering strokes, and emerging stronger than ever, Carolyn's journey is nothing short of inspiring. We're going to talk about music, healing, and what it means to find your voice again. Again, through the twists and turns of life. Carolyn, welcome to the Unexpected Detour.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, that's good. So let's start. Can you take us back to where your love for music began?
Oh gosh, I was so young. I would have to say, and this may sound crazy, but preschool. I mean, when I was a little kid at church, I just gravitated towards music, anything musical. Um, Anytime, even toddler wise, my parents talked about how I just loved the music. And at church, we're having our little Sunday school things, and I always wanted to be involved in the musical parts or the little instruments that you played with. So it came, I think it was just kind of a God given thing. That's the only way I can describe it.
And that was a blessing. Okay. You said you weren't originally a bluegrass fan. This is what I'm reading. So, what changed your mind, and what was it that Lonesome River Band performance that hooked you?
Yeah, that was Lonesome River Band is exactly what changed my mind. And how that came about is growing up here in North Carolina, there's bluegrass all over the place, and I had always heard it, and I had gone to bluegrass festivals before, but they just didn't strike a chord with me. I wasn't crazy about it. I was the rock and roll chick. That's what I wanted to listen to was rock and roll, and back then country was pretty rocking too. If you listen to the right groups, so that's sort of where my heart was, and I didn't want any part of bluegrass. I didn't like the scene. There was just nothing about it that was appealing to me. And then we had my husband Daniel and I, who plays guitar and sings in the group. Um, he took me to a festival, a local bluegrass festival here, and a good friend of ours was then playing bass for the Lonesome River Band. And that's primarily why I went, because I didn't really care about anything else there. I just wanted to see him and hear him play bass. This was a new thing for him in River Band. And we got there, and River Band hit the stage, and it was like a rock and roll concert. It was just boom, 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 song after another, all this high energy, excitement. And I just fell in love. I didn't know bluegrass could be like that. I didn't know there could be that much power in a little bit more modern flavor of bluegrass. So after that, I was hooked, absolutely hooked on the music, and started listening to it and started seeking out other bands that were similar in vein to Lonesome River Band, and that the newer style stuff, the more modern style stuff, even though they were strongly rooted in tradition, they were still sort of branching out and doing things a little different way, and that really appealed to me. And it wasn't until after I found some bands that I really liked there and started listening to them that I started going backwards and researching and learning to appreciate and enjoy the early days of the music and the traditions of the music and where it started and how it got from there to where it is now. So yeah, Lonesome River Band definitely opened that door for me.
I have to go and see what this bluegrass is. What is it? A mixture of country music or?
It's kind of a blend of everything. Honestly, it's hard to describe. And the age old question amongst the bluegrass world has always been define bluegrass. Like you're saying, what is bluegrass exactly? And it's hard to define. Traditionally, it's played with guitar, mandolin, um, sometimes fiddle, banjo, sometimes dobro, and um, Yeah, that about covers it.
Because
So
when you were saying it,
traditionally, yeah,
I was,
traditionally
I
that's
was
what it is, and it's kind of folk music and
okay,
acoustic, but and it's got country flavored in it too. I mean, back in the early days, country and bluegrass are like kissing cousins, and a lot of
okay,
places like the Grand Ole Opry, it was all combined into into one thing. I mean, you might have a country artist for this song, and then you might have a bluegrass artist up there to perform a few songs. And they do that now, but it's been a little bit more separated through the years. As for Nu Blu, we do some country covers, we do some rock covers in our shows. We've recorded some rock covers because our viewpoint on it is a good song is a good song is a good song. And it doesn't
correct.
matter how you record it, what genre it's in, it's still a good song. And so you kind of end up paying homage to the song and to the message that it brings, and you just create from that point and you make it your own. And we still call that bluegrass.
Because I don't think people they like music, but they're not listening to the lyrics.
Yeah,
And and I
lyrics are
and I
really
find that
important.
a lot. For me, I have to learn all the lyrics and listen because the lyrics are saying something. And when you
That's
were
me.
saying the bluegrass, you know the first thing I thought about, now tell me if I'm wrong. You remember Back to the Future when
Mm-hmm.
they go back into the West and they had that band there? It was ZZ Top. They were playing.
Okay.
Is that what bluegrass? Because they had timbre, I mean the fiddles and all of that stuff, and they were playing this music. It sounded pretty good to me. So that's what it
It
is.
could have been. I don't remember that particular scene in that movie. Um, but yeah, it's very possible. And you see you see a lot of bands playing with a fiddle now. We went to see Goo Goo Dolls one year. They opened for another band we were there to see, and they were using a mandolin on stage. So you see these traditionally thought about as bluegrass instruments popping up all over the place now. And
Oh, okay.
sometimes it's hard to define what is bluegrass and isn't bluegrass. But generally, is that the word? Generally,
I
it
got it.
is
I
it's an acoustic music. It's really an acoustic music, and some bands now are venturing into, instead of playing into a microphone like us, we use pickups in all our instruments, and we're wireless on stage, so we can move around the stage. Unlike a lot of bluegrass bands that still are what we call tied to microphones. They're playing their instrument into a microphone, they're singing into the microphone. For us, we're able to move around on the stage, and not only does that is that able to enhance our creativity and how we're feeling the music because we're not stuck in one spot, but it also adds a flavor of some of the other genres that don't just stand in one spot. You know, performers can go from one side of the stage, they can connect with their audience in a whole different way than if you just have to stand in one place to do it. So I really like that, and I'm a lyrics person too. I'm
yeah,
a lyrics person.
that's why I said because one day I
Yeah,
was listening to a gospel song with Charlie Peacock and Darwin Hobbs, and I listened to the words and they were awesome. You know, that's why
yeah,
I said a lot of
yeah.
people don't listen to words, they just like the beat. But the
You're
words are
absolutely
really
right.
saying something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
How
I
did you
like
come
the
with
up tempo stuff, but I really love the slow, heartfelt ballads that just
okay.
speak to your heart. They just speak
Yeah,
to you.
yeah. Because believe it or not, I just looked at the lyrics to Earth, Wind and Fire September. And I got to see exactly what they were saying.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
some songs you're better off to not know what they're saying, but
yeah. It depends on the
exactly.
genre.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
But then you don't want to sing those songs, so you look at it, the words, to make sure they don't come out of your mouth. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yes, yes. How did you come about with that Nu Blu name? That's you and your husband, I know. It's just
Well,
you and him?
No, it's my husband Daniel and I, Daniel Routh, myself. We have two other band members. Justin Harrison plays mandolin, and Austin Heffelfinger plays banjo and guitar in the band. So we,
Okay.
we have a whole rounded out thing.
Oh,
And
okay.
the name, when I was talking about those early years for me and love music, when I was in preschool, not preschool, I'm sorry, when I was in elementary school, and you do those little doodles on your work that when the teacher's not paying attention or when you're bored, you doodle on your papers or do something to keep yourself occupied. Typically, for little girls, it's a lot of hearts and flowers and trees, and back in those days anyway, a lot of girly things. And for me, I was thinking of band names and trying to figure out logos and things of that nature. And Nu Blu is, for some reason, just something that came to my mind then. And I
I
wrote
like
it
the
down,
name.
played with it a little bit, and you notice it's a unique spelling. It's NU-BLU. And I kind of held that close to my heart because I thought if anybody else thinks of this name, they might take it. And I might need it one day. So I
Right.
just kind of packed it away. And sure enough, I ended up needing it one day. And when Daniel and I switched from, well, we started playing gospel together. And that kind of morphed into contemporary Christian, a little bit of Christian rock. And at that time here in North Carolina, at least in our area, that was before the big praise and worship movement. So everything was very more um, traditional church, what I consider traditional church. And most of the pastors around here, we were using drums, playing contemporary Christian and Christian rock, and they didn't want drums in their church. No matter how tasteful they were very much against that. So there were very few churches that we got to play any music in, and there were a few coffee houses and things around here, but there was just not much of a way to get that music out, at least where we were at. And so there for a while, we switched over and started playing a little bit of 80s rock, and we decided really quick that in clubs was not where we wanted to be. And that's when we started Nu Blu. Um, and the name just fit. When we decided to do that, the name just fit. Now, Daniel added the
Yeah,
dash in there.
it's new.
I got to give him kudos for that. He added the dash. So that's how the
Oh,
name Nu
okay.
Blu came about, sticking with us. And we fairly quickly trademarked the name because we didn't want somebody to come along and take it.
I understand the trademark part. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. And I know you had some two strokes
I
early in your
did.
journey.
I did. Back
What
in
got
we
you through
started
that?
Nu Blu.
What
We
got you
started
through
Nu
that?
Blu. We started Nu Blu in September of 2003, and it was in November, Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving morning, that I had my strokes. Um, so obviously that was really scary. I lost my voice and I lost my right side, and they kept me sedated for about 3 or 4 days. I don't know exactly because I wasn't, my memory really wasn't there because they had me knocked out. And Daniel usually can fill in a lot of these details better than I can because he was there the whole time. But when they finally brought me back out of the sedation, I could talk again. Um, I didn't make a whole lot of sense sometimes, but I could speak again. So I had my voice back, which was a huge relief. And my right side, I had to do a lot of physical therapy and occupational therapy to be able to build my strength back up and use all the muscles then that I was supposed to use. So that was quite a journey. But the whole time, the music was therapeutic. It was very therapeutic because we had already started Nu Blu and we already had songs that we were learning and performing. We had already done some shows, and I really just, I wanted to get back to that. I wanted to be able to keep doing that because I felt like that's my calling in life. And almost losing that was very, very upsetting. So I worked really hard on the physical therapy. I sort of made myself just do things because I'm right-handed. And when I was leaving the hospital after a week being there, they told me that I wouldn't be able to button a shirt, I wouldn't be able to tie my shoes, I wouldn't be able to use a fork to feed myself, I wouldn't be able to brush my teeth for a while. I mean, eventually I could get those things back. Before I left the hospital that day, I did all of those things. It took me a long, long time and a lot of effort to get through that, but I did them because I was bound and determined that this wasn't going to hold me back. So, what followed was weeks of physical and occupational therapy, but it all ended up being worth it. I wouldn't
That
want
was
to do it
your
again.
unexpected detour.
Yes,
That was your unexpected detour. And you had
it
two at
certainly
one time?
was. Yes, it was. Um, I went into the hospital. I had been having severe, severe headaches, and I'd been treated for those for a while. But the treatment plan was they just gave me a lot of medicine to try to make them not hurt, and it still hurt. So they had me lined up. They were thinking it was migraines, and they had me lined up for an MRI. And before I could get that MRI, I ended up in the hospital because the pain was so bad I couldn't function. And I was in the hospital that weekend. They did an MRI before they let me out. And they came back the next day and said, it's clean. Everything looks good. There's no clots or anything. It's migraines. So we're going to refer to a headache clinic and let them treat it. Well, that was on a Wednesday. That was the day before Thanksgiving. And it was that night that I just totally lost my right side. And that's when I started kind of babbling. I could make noise, but it was just a mush. Words were indistinguishable. And so I was rushed to the hospital, then my local hospital. They transferred me out to a level 1 trauma center, and laying on the ER table the next morning, early AM on Thanksgiving morning, I started seizing and stroked twice. And they say it was 2 strokes because it was at 2 different locations in my brain. So they distinguish that as 2 strokes and not just one, but they kind of happened simultaneously. And from
Mhm.
that point, that's when they knocked me out. So it came about very unexpectedly. We all just thought, well, it's just having migraines. We can get
Right.
over this. It's just migraines. And it wasn't migraines. It was the pressure building up. And my brain was trying to reroute around the clot. It did
Was
eventually
there,
because I'm here.
yeah, was there a particular song or scripture that you carried during this journey?
Um, During that particular time, no, nothing that I can think of. My brain was just so cluttered with everything then. It's like I couldn't focus on any one thing at that very point. And then it wasn't really till I came out of the hospital and I found out how many people had actually been praying for me. Um just all over. I was shocked at the emails and the cards and the letters that I got, and I don't think I ever really felt as appreciated in my life as I did at that moment. So, and I'm one of these people that what song I'm listening to depends on my mood at the moment, and I'll switch around from thing to thing. This one I may be listening to right now because it's just I'm really feeling it, and then 15 minutes later I may be feeling something different. So I'm very eclectic, but at the end of it all, contemporary Christian music is still my go-to. When I'm down, when I need lifting up, when I'm sad, that's the music I put on and cry to. That's just contemporary Christian music is my comfort music, regardless of what song I'm listening to, what particular artist I'm listening to at the time. So that just in general, that music was kind of my go-to through that point. I'm still working on getting back in the habit of playing bluegrass, and I actually did not play an instrument before all that happened. And learning to play bass was kind of a therapy for me, not just emotionally, but dexterity wise, and being able to help build up those muscles in my hands to be able to do that. So that was really good timing for me to be able to learn that and have availability and somebody to teach me. So that helped my recovery. That and just the sheer strength of my faith and just knowing that God was there and that his hand was on me. And he's the only reason I'm sitting here today. And I have always believed or always known that the reason he kept me here was because he's not finished with me yet. There's still some purpose to my life that I don't even know yet, but I know it's there. And when the time's right, I'm going to find out what it is.
Yep. You definitely will find out what it is. Do you still sing gospel music though? And
We do some bluegrass gospel. Yeah. I
oh,
sing a
okay.
lot of contemporary Christian in the car or in the bus riding down the road. That it's on my
Oh,
playlist,
okay.
and so I still sing
Oh,
it. I don't sing that in public a lot. We've actually been talking about doing another gospel music CD.
you
So
should.
I'm looking forward to that. We've got one. We've got a CD called Nail by Nail. That's our only all gospel CD, and I've been wanting to for the last couple of years, but this label or that label, and we've worked with some great people. So there's a lot of times that just marketing strategies and everything, they would rather you cut a secular album right now and then save the gospel for another time. And we've kind of held off on doing an all gospel CD, and it's time. It's past time. So we're in the studio working on a new CD right now. It's not an all gospel CD, but I'm sort of pushing for the next one maybe to be a gospel CD. If I can get the
I like
cooperation
to hear.
of everybody involved, that's kind of
I'll
what I'm
put that
feeling is
on
what
my
I'd like to do.
playlist.
Again,
Oh, okay. You have a bluegrass app? That's interesting.
we were the first bluegrass band to have an app, and that was back in the days that nobody really got the internet on their phone. We had apps for everything, so we had
Oh,
an app back in those days. Yep.
it's still there? It's still available, the app?
No, no, because now you just go to our website and everything's there.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm going to make sure I
since you
put
can
all that
access Nu Blu,
information in so people can contact you.
right? Yeah,
That would
that's
be nice. Well, they can listen to the music.
just the
That's what I
website
want.
nublu.com.
Yeah, I have it.
In
So that's why I
Okay,
said when
great,
I finish,
great.
I'll, because you also on Instagram.
Yes, we're on Instagram and TikTok, and of course we're on all the streaming platforms. Anything you want to find
Okay.
our music on, so we're out there. If you want to find us, you have no excuse not to.
No, I don't. No, I don't. You're the second person I've interviewed that has music. So I made sure I follow them too because they're on Spotify.
Great,
So I
great.
follow them on Spotify. So that's good to know. Okay, it's that I have looking back, what do you think is the greatest lesson you've learned on this detour called life?
Oh, never take life for granted. I was um I was the world's worst. When I would be down and out or when I would be angry about something, I would always use the term I hate my life. I don't know if you've ever heard anybody say that before. I hate this, I hate that, I hate my life. I said that so many times. That was sort of my standard go to when things just weren't going right. And after almost losing my life, I decided really quickly I do not hate my life. I absolutely love my life. I might be dissatisfied with the circumstances that I'm in, but I do not hate my life. And I would encourage anybody that feels they hate their life to take a long, hard look at that and think about it and realize that there's nothing in this life that is so bad that I hate it anymore. Nothing. Like I
Right.
say, I may hate a circumstance, and I really try not to even use the word hate anymore. I really sort of
That's a strong word, hate.
put that word out of my vocabulary and might not like something, may not agree with something, but that doesn't mean I have to hate something
Right.
because there's always a worse situation, and usually there's always a way to do something better and find something better. And that's something else that came out of that. Sometimes you just have to find your happy. Sometimes you just have to find that one little thing at that one moment in time that's going to make you happy, that's going to make you smile. And then you go to the next moment in time and you find something that's going to make you happy. And I think if you look for those things long enough, it can improve your state of mind. And sometimes they're hard to find. Sometimes it's just something just really innate, like, hey, that light was green and I didn't have to stop. That makes me pretty happy because I'm in a hurry. Just little things
Yeah,
like that in life. And if you start focusing on those positive things, it makes it a lot easier when the hard times come along to not hate the hard times.
correct. You're absolutely correct. That's how I got through what I went through. I had to get up. But I asked you about the scripture because I know when I was going through my breast cancer, I had a scripture, Jeremiah 29:11. So that's why I asked you. Yeah, that was my go-to every day, every day. And I don't know what came to me, but it just came to me.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. I said
yeah,
my mother
yeah.
would be very
That's always
that I
important to make
remember.
your parents proud.
Yeah. So that's why I was wondering. The songs, I listen to one artist all the time. I don't know why. I listen to one artist every morning. I got to switch up now.
I
I
know
listen to,
why.
huh?
I know
What
why,
happened?
because that makes you happy.
Yes. And the
Makes you
words
happy.
to the songs, they just, they just touch me. And
Yeah,
like you said, they'll make you cry. And then you become thankful. You're grateful for whatever detour you've gone on. You're
yep,
grateful because you've learned something by going through those detours. And you found out on the other side of the rainbow there was light.
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's why I was asking that. So what's up new next for Nu Blu? Where we going other than
Well,
the sea?
yeah, we're doing the CD. We have a booking agency now that's out in California, Harmony Artists, and they're really working hard to put us in some larger venues to help us reach bigger audiences and make more friends. And that's something that Daniel always says. He says we have the greatest job on earth because we get to make people smile. And one of the greatest blessings about we've been doing this for 22 years now.
Oh,
Greatest blessings to all the venues we've played, all the states and the countries that we've been in is the friends that we've made along the way. It's been truly remarkable the amount of friends that we've been able to make and still share relationships with to this day. And
you
that's what.
come to New York?
Yes. Yes,
Oh,
we've played actually I have a picture of our bus back in, oh gosh, it was probably 15 years ago at least, in the middle of Times Square.
okay.
Now that was kind of crazy, but yeah, we've been up there several times. I don't know what part of New York are you in?
Well, I'm up in like Dutchess County. It's called
Okay. You're
I'm
upstate?
up the Hudson, yeah, the Hudson River.
Okay.
But they have a thing called the City Winery. You should check that out.
We spent a 4th of July one time up in Brantling, and it
Oh,
was the rat fresh raspberries were coming in, and I never knew I liked raspberries until I had them in upstate New York.
oh,
we
okay,
spent we spent the 4th of July on Sodas Bay, so
okay.
that was a lot of fun. They set off fireworks all around the lake, and it's just beautiful up there. You know, most people think of New York and they just think about Manhattan and the city
Yeah.
being so big and so busy. And we were just in New York in January, as a matter of fact. But
Oh,
I love upstate. I love
so where
upstate
were
New York.
you in January? In the city?
We were city center. There's a
Oh,
big
okay.
there's a big event that takes place up there every year called APAP, and it's basically a conglomeration of musicians, all genres of music, and they go there and showcase for buyers, you know, for performing arts centers and state fairs and different kinds of music festivals and venues and things all over the country, and you go there and showcase for the weekend so that the talent buyers can come and see you and decide if they want to hire you or not. It's a great event. It's huge, but it's midtown. And so we got to walk around some and just enjoy the city, which is nice for me for a
Okay.
little while, but I'm a small town girl. So I like to get back to the trees and grass.
It's big, the city, right?
It is. It's crazy. It's just so
Too much
electric. There's
going on.
something going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I live
I'm sorry.
away from the city. I live
Oh,
away from
okay.
but you go down there and I can't wait to get back home. Just to get out of the rat race. I
Nice
mean,
place
it's
to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there.
yeah, well, see, I used to live this. I used to know what that rat race was until I moved away. And I moved away where it's like quiet. You don't hear any bus, you don't hear any sirens,
That's
nothing.
nice. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
quiet. And I like it. So I'm happy right here in this little town. It's called Hopewell Junction. So every time I hear the name, I think of Petticoat Junction. Uh-huh. When I first came here, I was like, is this like Petticoat Junction or something? But it's quiet here. It's really, really
Yeah.
quiet. Yeah, because they usually have fairs up here. That's why I asked you, did you come up here? Yes. They have like the Dutchess County Fair, and they have fairs like in October, like Oktoberfest. And they're usually up this way. That's why I asked you if you ever came up here and sang.
Oh, I would love to. I'll tell Daniel
Yeah,
that.
and
See if we can get
they
booked.
have this thing called the City Winery,
Uh-huh.
where with singers, I see them on there, and some of them come up here, some of them go to the city, but they get around. So you should look into
That's
that.
awesome. I will. I definitely will. I'm gonna write that down right now.
Yeah, the City Winery, because it's all over New York, but I know
Uh-huh.
it's up here by me. Although it's a
Awesome.
winery, they have
Yeah.
music, they have entertainment there.
Well, there's a
Yeah.
city winery in Nashville. I wonder if it's like a chain
Oh,
and that's the same one
then it's
because they're the
probably
same
the
thing.
same thing. Yeah.
They have really great food and they always have bands in there and music all the time. It's a really nice place.
Oh, because I know there's one in the city where you don't want to go. But there's
Now, I
one up
didn't say I
here.
didn't want to go there. I just said I didn't want to stay there.
Right. But there's one up here by me. So it's like in the woods, but people come there. So
Yeah.
I've heard it was nice. People
Well, I have
just
to
go
check
there and
on that.
relax. Yeah.
If I get
So
up
I
there, are you going to come see us?
of
If
course
I can,
that's why I asked you, when are
that
you
would be
coming this
great.
way? Yeah, I want to come and see you because I want to hear the bluegrass music.
That would be
So
great.
maybe you'll sing my song, Great is Thy Faithfulness.
Hey, I can do that.
Yeah,
I can do
that's
that definitely.
I
I know
like that
that
song.
song very well.
Oh, especially when it's done a cappella.
We can do that.
Yeah, I like that song. I don't
It's
know. I know
beautiful.
when my mother's memorial, one of the ladies from her church, she sung it, and
Oh,
it just touched me. Yeah. So,
yeah.
but she doesn't sing anymore, so I don't know. She might still with church. I don't know with her church. So, but I'm going. It was been a pleasure. It's been a long time coming, but it was worth the wait. Where was Daniel? I thought he was supposed to be here too.
Thank you. He is out in the studio right now. He had
Oh,
um he had somebody schedule a session at the last minute. And so, yep, he has to be out there working in the studio tonight and trying to get this done for the people that are paying him to get this done.
okay, okay.
Yeah, you know how that goes. He's because
Yeah.
we not only have the band, he also has a recording studio here. That's where we do all our recording, and we host Bluegrass Ridge, which is a it's like MTV for bluegrass music. We show videos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's broadcast TV. So we're in 120 million homes a week with Bluegrass Ridge. And we've got my family. Well, I now own a restaurant here in town called Johnson's, and we just celebrate our 79th year in business. My grandparents started it, and my dad, then me, and my sons are working now. And we just got on the
Oh,
National
okay.
Historic Registry. We were just added to the National
Really?
Historic Registry, which is really, I wish my dad had lived to see that. He would have been really, really proud because that was his
He's
legacy.
looking up, he's looking down, and he's smiling.
I know, I know. I love my daddy. And
Angel.
yeah, and we just recently bought a hardware store here in town that has been here
Oh,
for many, many, many a year. So yeah, it's busy. It's busy, but it's
I
fun.
have to
And
tell my friend who's a realtor down there to stop by. Where is it? Because I think she's in Wilson, somewhere.
oh, my mom grew up in Wilson.
Really?
My mom grew up in Wilson, graduated high school in Wilson before she moved here to Siler City.
Oh,
She sure did.
I have,
Yeah.
because she's a realtor somewhere down there.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm gonna have to tell her to check you out.
Tell
Because
her to have some tell her to have
what
some
part of,
Parker's barbecue for me.
what part of, the Carolinas are you?
We are in the very center of the state, little town called Siler City in Chatham
Oh,
County.
okay, I'll tell her.
64 and 421 intersect in Siler City.
Okay, I'm gonna tell her to go check it
So,
out.
yep, yep.
Yeah,
We're not too
what's
far.
the
It's a
name
good
of the
place to be.
restaurant? 'Cause I gotta tell her the name
The
of the
restaurant is
restaurant.
Johnson's Drive-In. Most anybody around here could tell you where it is. Like I said, it's been here for 79 years, so
Oh,
it's pretty well known in this area.
so you
And we're
drive
right
in
on the road. Yeah, well, we're right on 64. It's called Drive-In because originally back in 1946 when
it
they
was a
opened it,
drive-in.
it was a drive-in. Yeah, and
So now you
they
can come
had
and
car
sit
hops.
inside.
Yeah, yep, you can. They had car hops back then. They also had inside dining, and of course, as things go, there are no car hops anymore. It's not a drive-in anymore, but you keep the name.
Oh,
It's all inside dining now.
I'm gonna
And
text
it's
her when I get off the phone and tell her to go there.
please do, please do. Tell her she's
I
ever
know some other
play.
people down there. My family, they came from Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
I never
Know where
been
that
down there.
is. Know where
I
that is
have
very
been
well.
to North Carolina, but I was just driving through and I
Okay.
ended up near where Mayberry RFD was. The guy said it's like a national thing where it was filmed Mayberry.
That would be actually that was filmed in California, but it was kind of
Oh,
modeled. It was kind of modeled after a small North Carolina town. Mount Airy sort of claims the Andy Griffith Show. So there's a lot of that stuff. There's some museums and everything in Mount Airy. But now,
that's what
interesting thing.
the guy said. It was museums there.
Yeah, they have Mayberry festivals and things like that there. I've
Oh,
not been to one, but I've heard it's really, really a nice event. One of these days I'm going to get to it. But Frances Bobbier, that played the part of Aunt Bee, she retired to Siler
yes.
City. And she's actually here in one of our graveyards now. She stuck around, so that's kind of our
She's
tie. And
still alive?
no, she passed away. Oh gosh, she's been
Oh,
gone over 25 years now,
oh,
maybe. Yeah, she's been gone a long time. But yeah, there was only two places in the Andy Griffith Show that were real towns, and that was Siler City and Pilot Mountain. Well, in Raleigh. It wasn't Mount
oh,
Pilot. There's actually a
oh,
Pilot Mountain,
okay.
but Raleigh. Raleigh. You remember they go to Raleigh and they'll go through Siler City to go to
Yes,
Raleigh. Siler City and
yes.
Raleigh actually exist. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
We're Andy Griffith's
So,
famous.
yeah, I like the Andy Griffin show.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Yes, yes.
It's a good
Because I
lesson on
like Ron
values.
Howard. Yeah, good values he
Yes.
taught. Ron Howard did a good job. So that's all I can say. He did a good job at being Opie.
Yes.
And now he's
Absolutely.
a grown man. The grown man with his own kids, and he's a grandpa. So, yeah. But I am going to let you go, and
All
I thank you
right.
for joining me. And we'll stay in touch.
Sounds great.
You have my email address. So
Yes, I
let me
do.
know when you're in town.
Okay.
And when I finish, I'll put this up in the morning, or I'll try to do it tonight, and I'll put the information in so that people can look you up online and follow you and listen to your music
Great.
and get you
Thank you
some
so much.
get your fan base.
Yep. Yep. I've
Oh,
enjoyed
thank
talking
you.
to you so much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.